What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to go over a couple different news stories that happened both today and over the weekend that I thought were interesting. This is a new style of video I'm trying to do, and we'll see how you guys like it. Let's jump right in. Starting with the most recent thing that happened as of the time of recording this video is that Gravity Rush seems to be getting a movie. This is obviously a PlayStation IP. This is a phenomenal game franchise, by the way. I'm actually kind of excited for a movie like this. I feel I'm kind of picky with some of these movies and some of these shows that they've been doing, but for something like Gravity Rush, a franchise that I want a third game really, really badly, but it really seems like that's not going to happen, I'll take a film. Maybe it kind of spawns a game, who knows, but this is pretty much confirmed. It came from Deadline. There's a director attached, there's a writer attached, so it really seems like this is off the ground. So add Gravity Rush, right? We have Ghost of Tsushima, you got The Last of Us, you got Twisted Metal, God of War, Horizon, and many more. Sony's really going for it in terms of making their games either movies or television shows, and that's what we're getting for Gravity Rush. Only Gravity Rush, again, will be a film. Next up, we had Saints Row reviews. This is something that I would have probably made an individual video on, but I felt, you know what, this is the new way we're doing it, so I want to try to include it here. This game is getting blasted. Not only are the Metacritic scores very, very low, it's sitting at a 63 based off of 44 critic reviews, which is pretty low. Critics generally, a game to get a 60 or, somewhere in that range, it's got to have some problems. Otherwise, critics, for the most part, I feel like kind of play it safe with a lot of games. But 63 based off 44 critic reviews, and YouTubers definitely not liking it. I personally watched SkillUp's review and ACG's review. They are not fans. Specifically, SkillUp is definitely not a fan of this game. So game comes out tomorrow. I think the most worrying thing with the reviews of this game were that it came out a day before. Holding off on reviews until the day before the game releases is not always in fact, it's most of the time not a good sign, and it kind of shows it to be here. Look, by the way, non-news, more like personal opinion, it's up to you. You buy the game, you don't buy the game. You shouldn't go based off review scores anyway. You should go based off your own opinion. I'm just saying, it seems like the review scores kind of match the thing. This looks like a 6 out of 10 game. It's always kind of looked like a 6 out of 10 game. But if you want to get this game, no shame in that at all. You do what you want to do, but the review scores are not very good for this game. Next up is The Last of Us, The Last of Us TV show. This was shown in basically a sizzle reel last night on HBO after the Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon show aired, and it kind of just showed, what's upcoming on HBO. And The Last of Us was shown. It was around a 20-second clip, and my God, I'll be flat out honest with you, I loved it. I've been very hard on this show. I am still probably in the camp that says I don't want this show to even exist. Okay, I'd still say I'm in that controversial spot, but the show looks a lot better than I've ever given it credit for. Pedro Pascal specifically really not just looks, but sounds as much as he can, let's say, to Troy Baker. You can still hear Pedro Pascal's accent and voice in there, but when he says, like, you have no idea what loss is, it's the closest you're going to get to trying to replicate Troy Baker. So I give him a lot of credit. Bella Ramsey, I like her look, but I'm not really sold on the voice. We'll see how that plays out. But, the show actually looks really good. Nick Offerman playing Bill looks fantastic. I'm intrigued, and I've always been intrigued. It's just I've always kind of been like, no, please, for the love of God, don't do a show like this. But you know what? Seeing it in front of my own eyes, it's like, they seem to be respecting it. There's lines, again, like that line ripped right from the game. In fact, the room that he sang that line in, the background, the wall, actually has the exact same wallpaper on it as the game. So, like, they're doing details here, right? They care. And as long as they care, and as long as they're trying to not disrespect the fans of the game, I will 1000% give this show a chance. I really, really will. We also had a Blade rumor. Now, this I made a video specifically on the main channel. So if you want to know more about this, Podcast Now has a video on this Blade. But basically, the short of it is that it was basically teased that Blade as a game is happening by Ubisoft. I guess game is tough. Some people are debating whether it's just motion capture for the movie. It's got the same director as the movie. It's on a motion capture stage. It's not unheard of for, studios to rent out the motion capture. So it's possible Ubisoft just gave Blade the film their motion capture stage, but you see a lot of in terms of the actor posting on Instagram, he calls it a video game. He says hashtag video game, hashtag acting. Like, there's a lot of things like that. They're holding a sword. It's definitely Blade. It's 1000% Blade, and it's definitely motion capture, and it's happening at a Ubisoft studio, but is it a Blade game, or is it something else? That's kind of the question. But that was something that popped up yesterday, and then today, obviously, Ubisoft denied it and said, we're not making a Blade game. That doesn't mean that they're not. Developers and publishers lie, so we'll see what happens. But that was an interesting, one-day saga that just happened. And finally, something to look forward to in the future, tomorrow is Gamescom. There's been a lot of rumors over the last couple days about it in terms of Cyberpunk DLC. Potentially, could we see BioShock there? I'm going to be co-streaming it, obviously on the main channel if you guys want to watch it there. But there's been a lot of talk, and Gamescom I really do think is going to be awesome. So we'll probably do a video like this on the channel at some point tomorrow or Wednesday talking about Gamescom, talking about all the news that was there. But just so you all know, tomorrow, I believe it's 11 a.m. Pacific or 2 p.m. Eastern is when the live stream starts. This is the opening night live, Jeff Keighley's thing. It's the in-person event. Gamescom then is multiple days, right? It's like E3. There's a floor. There's where people can go in and play the games on the floor. So that's after the big, thing that everybody's into, and including myself, is the opening night live, which is tomorrow. Let me know what you guys think about any of these stories, if you guys like the structure of these videos, and any constructive criticism. This was the first time. I definitely want to do these going forward, and so any way of improving it, I'm all for. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, and I'll see you all on the next one.